I was tattooing this girl's back. She wanted wings, the whole length of her back. And I'm like, yeah. So she's crying, looking at me, making face, go in the house, and she'd be in there crying, and she'd come back, and screaming. And I'm like,
Jesus.
I was like, you're going to just do one wing today or what? No, we're going to finish it. And I'm just like, so the whole time she's screaming, looking at me like I'm doing this to her, but she asked for it,
So she give me the damn look like, what the hell
Yeah,
are
she's
you
just
doing?
like, are you going? I'm like, dude, this is a tattoo. That's how it feels,
Yeah. Welcome you and all to another episode of the Global Latin Factor podcast, where we talk about Latino, say it with me, everything. Thank you very much for being here. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Why? Because it's important for us to support the Latino community, the channels, the content, and it's free. It's free. You can do it right now. Try it. All right. Today we have an amazing two amazing guests. They are, one of them is the owner of Good Paint Artwork, Tattoo, and Piercing. And we also have the shop manager here. We have Big Rube Ambris and Kat Ambris en la casa. How you doing?
Doing good.
Good.
Thank you very much for taking the time for coming out.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
We are honored to have our first tattoo shop here,
Nice.
an artist. So I appreciate you very much, and manager. So thank you so much.
You.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and continue with a segment that I like to call Preguntas al Chile. The last time on the last episode,
Preguntas al Chile.
So if you see it somewhere else before that, just give us some props because we started 3 years ago. I'm just saying. Ready, Big Rube. Tacos o tortas?
Tacos.
Katy?
Tacos.
Corn tortilla or flour tortilla?
Corn.
It depends. If they're homemade, flour.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Some people, depend on what they're eating, whether they're eating breakfast or if they're eating like a burrito or something.
Mm-hmm.
Now you make me hungry.
But homemade,
Yeah.
homemade. That's a different
Yeah.
story. That's levels. Gorditas o sopes?
I like sopes.
Sopes.
Yeah.
Cortita.
Gorditas. Okay. Jarritos or Mexican coca?
Mexican Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coke.
Yeah.
For sure.
Do y'all taste the difference? Some people say they can't tell the difference. Can you taste
Yeah,
the
I can
difference?
taste it. It's a little more sweeter.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Mexican is better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agua de horchata, jamaica, or tamarindo?
Tamarindo for me.
Jamaica. Yeah.
You know what I discovered? Agua de limón con jamaica.
That's good.
That one lady that you have at the pop-up,
Uh-huh.
Oh,
she
yeah.
did it.
yeah.
She give me one of those. And I'm like, I think I'm never changing again. I
Yeah.
can't do one or the other. Limonada, the limon, and then
Mhm.
jamaica. Super refreshing.
I like putting lime in Coke too, like Mexican Cokes.
Oh,
Put a little bit
really?
of lime in it and Big Red with a little bit of lime in it.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
good.
I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Awesome. Continuamos. Salsa verde, salsa roja. Do you like spice at all?
I like the red.
You like the red?
Verde. I like.
You like verde?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, burritos or quesadillas?
Burritos.
Quesadillas. Yeah.
Quesadillas?
I don't like beans.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, don't get canceled here, girl.
I
You
know.
don't like it. I'm just
I don't
kidding.
like refried
Some
beans.
some people get very sensitive about you only liking chicken nuggets and wings.
Right?
Just saying. Okay, continuamos. The salsas, hot sauce, actually churros or flan. We get into desserts.
Churros probably, yeah.
Churros. Yeah.
Not really much of a flan person.
Choco flan. What about that one?
Never had that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
might want to give it a try. You might, they might be your new hobby.
Maybe.
Flan, chocolate, Valentina, Tapatio, or Cholula, or Tabasco hot sauce. Which one do you prefer?
Cholula.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on what I'm eating. I like Tabasco with eggs.
Really?
Yeah.
Tabasco?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Valentina with some chicharrones?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
for sure.
Valentina's real good.
You know what I mean? Conchitas, the pastries. Do you like the white ones, the brown ones, or the pink ones?
Pink.
Yeah, pink.
The pink ones?
Do they taste different?
Yes.
They do?
I didn't know that.
I've only got
The
the
brown
pink.
ones, a hint of chocolate. The white ones, a hint of vanilla. and the other one's a hint of strawberry.
That
Very
makes
mild,
sense.
but they
Yeah,
do have
it
a
makes
different.
sense.
I had to
Yeah.
Google it because somebody asked me, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't be asking this question, then I know, so I had to
Right?
Google it. All right. This was way far fetched. I think it's entertaining. Carlos and I like a good conspiracy. A conspiracy theory that when you heard, you're like, man, that's got to be true. What can that be?
Oh man, there's a lot.
You can name your one.
9/11.
Yeah,
Jeez,
I
those
see some.
alien
I
ones.
seen some videos.
Those alien ones and
I think what are they called? The stem trails, or what are they called? Dan?
Chemtrails.
Yeah,
the
chemtrails. Yeah, the
that was real
chemtrails.
popular.
Yeah.
I believe that.
One time I was looking at the sky and I didn't realize how many freaking airplanes or how many rockets or whatever are out
Yeah.
there. Like, are we really that busy up there above that we
Oh,
can't see
yeah.
that they're always going?
Mm.
One day, just look at the sky and you see them all the time, and they're not airplanes. 'Cause you
Yeah.
can tell the difference. They're like little rocket-looking things just going off.
And they're way up there.
Yeah.
They say
Yeah.
it controls the weather, but I noticed when you see a lot of them, you'll see rain coming that
Yeah.
week. You know,
Mm.
so
So
something to
you,
think
you
about.
think there's some weather control
Oh, yeah.
mechanism somewhere?
Oh yeah,
They will never tell us though, right? We have to find it.
yeah.
That's a real one. You got proof? Comment. Let us know. When you
Yeah.
hear the word Latino or Latina or Latinx, what comes to mind first?
Just the culture.
Culture,
Yeah, sure.
I
What about
think of community.
community.
You know, yeah.
I like
A
that.
lot of Latinos, they're real, family oriented. Yeah, everybody's there for each other.
Yep, I agree with that. I agree with that. Okay, do you get offended? Do you care if anybody calls you Latino? Do you prefer be called Chicano, Mexican American?
No.
No?
Me not.
Yeah, not really.
Cool. Well, let's start up a little bit about your history. So, I like just to ask because I was born in Mexico. My parents were born in Mexico. But were y'all always been in Grand Prairie? Because y'all were from Grand Prairie.
Yeah.
Your parents always been there?
My dad's from San Luis.
San Luis Potosí?
Yeah.
Saludos a San Luis Potosí. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah?
And my mom, she's from down Corpus Christi area.
Yeah.
Beeville.
So, she was already born here,
Yeah,
but he was.
Yeah.
Did he ever tell you, did you talk to him about his journey over here? How did he make it?
No, he came the right way, and
Mm.
what do you call it? Just been working since, and he passed away in August. But yeah, we didn't really talk about that. I've been to Mexico. Last time I went was my 18th. I was 18.
Yeah.
And I haven't been back, but I've been wanting to go, and we're supposed to go, but he ended up passing away. So
I'm very sorry for your loss.
thank you.
I just feel like it's interesting to know their journey. It's cool. First
yeah.
of all, a lot of the people that I ask usually cross illegally. It's pretty cool that he was able to, I don't know if he was well off in money financially, but he was able to do it the right way.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, I did it illegally. But I was a kid. I'm good now. Like I keep saying, yeah, I'm good. Don't send nobody over here. I'm straight. I got my
Oh my
certificate. I'm legal. And I'm a veteran, so I'm like, I crossed a body of water and I fought for this country. I'm as American as some of
Oh,
y'all
yeah.
American.
for sure.
Oh yeah, that makes up for it.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I paid my dues. Okay. And so you always been here. So you never taken her to San Luis?
No.
Yeah?
No.
You went?
Last time I went was I was 18.
Yeah, 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
was like
barely got my
yesterday, right?
passport.
Yeah. Feels like it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, so let's get started. How did you ended up wanting to do tattoos? Was that something that you wanted to do? Was there anything that stood out to you with growing up about tattoos?
Just art all my life, drawing, just doodling, drawing. And I remember when tattoos came out back then, it was more for bikers and,
Mm-hmm.
the criminal element.
Yeah.
So I never really thought about tattooing, but once we start going, Deep Ellum in Dallas,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
real tattoo oriented there.
A lot of shops back then.
Yeah, my buddies were all like, let's go down there. They want to go to clubs and drink, and I don't drink. So I'd venture off, and I'd be at the windows watching them tattoo. And for me, with art, if I see somebody doing something, it's monkey see, monkey do. I just got a passion. Like, if you're sitting here making cups, and I'm like, oh, that looks easy,
So you're crafty with it. You
Yeah.
have a crafty mind to try to
Yeah.
put it together.
Mhm.
So how many times do you go to Deep Ellum, watch the window, that you decide to actually just start getting into it?
Nah, the first time I went, and I saw just the way it's set up in there, and it's just like, man, I like the way, the art's on the wall. Everybody's doing work, and it's
Yeah.
like an art shop, and that's the reason why But when I was 12, I did my first tattoo because, like I said, I was drawing all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And I had a cousin got out of prison. He was staying with us. He was older. I was 12, and he was
Yeah.
like 19. And he's like, "Come here, mijo." And he set up a machine. I didn't know what I was doing. He just told me what to do, and I was drawing on him. And he was wiping the blood, and I was like, "You hurting?" He's like, "No, just do it." So I did my first tattoo. I didn't think nothing of it. I was just like, okay. When I was like 16,
Yeah.
I saw kids in the neighborhood doing tattoos, and I was like, "Oh, I can do that." They're like, yeah, right. And I drew out a name. They're like, "Oh, you know." So I started doing tattoos for my friends, just little names, you know.
Yeah.
And I do them for free. So,
You did it for free back in the
yeah,
day.
just make a machine, would tattoo you, and that's it.
It's crazy how Theo's influences we're growing up, right?
Uh,
Like, just put us on some things that maybe we weren't ready. However,
Yeah.
was the gun a homemade gun, or was
Mhm.
it like a real thing?
no, it's homemade.
It's a homemade one. Do you
Yeah.
remember what it looked like? Cause there's
Oh,
different ones,
yeah,
right?
because we'd make our own after
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
After I
yeah.
learned how to make it, just bend a spoon, put a motor, and
So a spoon.
yeah, well, that's the way we did it. They
Uh-huh.
just got a spoon, you know, you fold it, and then
Yeah.
that little cuchara part there, we put a motor on top, like a little,
Yeah.
whatever kind of remote control
Yeah.
cassette. Take it off, put it in tape,
And that's it. That's how you used to make it.
yeah,
That's
put a little
crazy.
battery and hook it up.
So he showed you, or did you just kind of saw the machine and got an idea how to do
Oh,
it?
that first time he made it, but when I was 16, I had kids do it, and they'd give it to me, and I'd be like, "Oh, this looks easy."
When was the first time that you realized you were able to get paid from this?
Ooh, yeah, I already had a full-time job, and then at my job, I was sitting down. This is the story I tell everybody. I was like, all right, so I got the job, and my dad always instilled me to get a job.
Yeah.
So that was it. And I was at lunch, and these guys, they were there for a long time, so they were making good money.
Yeah.
There's a popular shop named Randy Adams, and like I said, I didn't really know shop names and stuff, but I was sitting there, I was eating my food, and these guys are over there, "Hey, look at the tattoo I got, a little Tasmanian devil." And I was like that, and I was just, and then they're like, "Where'd you get it at?" "Oh, I went to Randy Adams." And they're like, "Oh, cool." And what got my attention was, "How much you pay for it?" And they're like, $300. I was like, "Pay $300 for that?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I was only doing tattoos, like homemade machines and stuff. And I was like, I could have done that for $100. They're like, "Oh, you tattoo?" I'm like, "Yeah." So after that day, I went and tried to buy supplies and stuff
Yeah.
because I didn't want to do it with homemade machines.
Yeah.
And back then, it was hard to buy machines and stuff because you had to have license.
Oh.
And that was my journey into the tattoo world because I started going to tattoo shops and started asking, "Hey, I want to be an apprentice." And man, back then they want to charge like $3,000, $5,000
For you to be an apprentice?
apprentice. And I was like,
Wow.
I ain't got that kind of money. So the way I learned was I'd pay for a tattoo. And when the guy's setting up, I said, "Hey man, what size needle you using?" I was taking notes and he's doing it. I was like, what kind of, you know, when he's doing this and that. And I'm like, "Is there a different needle for shading?" And man, as soon as I got home, I was writing everything down. And we didn't have Google back then,
Yeah,
so I was just looking through magazines. I was like, "I need this machine, I need that." And I started getting the stuff together and drawing on bananas, oranges,
Yeah.
just kind of practicing. And I did a few, and I think the only thing I didn't learn is to put a rubber band on the needle because every time I do something, my lines would be crooked. And
Wasn't
then,
stable enough.
yeah, so I went and paid for another tattoo, and I was like, "Hey, man, how you get your line so straight?" He goes, "Oh, you just got to be straight." And I'm like thinking, I am doing it straight. He's make sure your rubber band style is a rubber band. He's like, "Yeah, it's got to keep the needle from bouncing around." I was like, pfft. After that, I was telling all the guys, "Yeah, man, I can do your tattoo," and just doing them.
You'll do them after work?
Yeah, what if everybody from work would follow me home?
So whenever your dad was telling you about a job, like a lot of like our parents come for the mentality of get a good job, you know, get married, have kids, buy a house, whatever. But some of us just don't seem to. That's what we fall under. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you get that sensation whenever you were telling to go? Because that's the reason why you kept wanting to do something else besides work.
No, like I said, it wasn't a big deal to do tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a cool side hustle at that time.
Yeah.
And then everybody at my job would be like, "What are you doing here, man? You should be working at, you know, shops." But after getting a taste of all the shops telling me it's not going to be free to be an apprentice and stuff, I was like, I still didn't have like the passion to have a shop. I just like doing it
Yeah.
after work. And, you know, she's grown up all her life with me having people come to the house and I tattoo them because I would fix up the garage to look like a shop.
Mhm.
And she would always be in there. And I remember when she was little, she would see how I make the stencils, and then one day I went in there, and my younger son, her younger brother,
Yeah.
he'd be stencils all over him. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And they got into my stuff, and she didn't do the tattoos, but you know how they put the stencil on?
Yeah.
He'd be all like walking around with stencils. And,
How did you feel to see strangers coming in the house? Did you realize what your dad was doing at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we all pretty much knew.
Yeah.
He would he'd like to have us sit in and, you know, coach us on how to do it, cuz he would tell us like, you know, some days, you know, you can tattoo if you wanted to. We used to be real artistic and draw all the time.
Yeah.
He saw that we had a talent, you know, and he always tried to push us to
That's cool.
follow
That's
in his footsteps, basically.
I can't draw a damn stick figure to save my life, bro. I say, draw a stick figure, I'll shoot you. I just bye. See you later.
Bye.
I can't do- That's pretty cool. So whenever you start doing it in your garage, you set it up. That's because none of the other shops will give you a job. They will give you an opportunity even to learn.
Yeah.
Because
At
a lot of times, I feel that they exploit you. I mean, sorry, if you're an apprentice.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying they take advantage of you. Some people shops do. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
they could, but now it's more, well, the way we have it at our shop is more family-like, you
Yeah.
know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm still not into like the tattoo where I don't go to conventions and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Because I did try, once I started doing bigger jobs and nicer pieces, I tried to go to enter a convention. They're like, what shop you work at? I said, well, I work at home. They're like, well, you know, they frown upon it.
Yeah.
And, you know, everybody's got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
But
Did you get the certification as you're working and getting the extra money, or when does that come about? Or they don't even do certification
well,
anymore?
yeah, at that point, it's just working under licenses like a lawyer. You know, not everybody's, they work under a firm or whatever. So that's the way I kind of put it. You know, a shop will have a license and they'll have artists under them.
Oh, got you.
But yeah, that, you know, when I was tattooing from the house, I had a real good job where I was at for like 23 years.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't want to let that go. And I liked my garage because, I mean, I had floors like that. It looked like a shop in my garage, you know.
Yeah.
And so for 25 years, man, I've been, you know, well, for 20 years, and then I got laid off, and then, what do you call it? I stopped tattooing for a year because I got caught. You can't tattoo from home.
So who somebody must have told you. They
Oh,
had to
yeah.
have told
Oh,
you,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you don't know who did it, but you had to stop. They just make you stop for a little while.
Oh, yeah. They find me, and, you know, they drive around, make sure I don't have cars in the parking lot.
They would have what do you call that? City ordinance.
Yeah.
They don't
like
arrest
the
you or anything,
trucks.
right? They just give you a ticket.
Yeah, they give you
Yeah.
a fine.
Yeah.
Did they
Fines.
take any of your stuff? Your car?
No. Because they didn't catch me in the act, and you know, it's just something that somebody called, and they had to. And they told me if somebody really wanted to get me caught, because it's like 3 calls in 1 month, so they had to.
Is that because they had their own shop and they were losing business, or
There's a lot of theories on
Yeah.
that. I guess the city wouldn't tell me what it was. So.
another conspiracy?
Right.
Really
Right.
get to the bottom of that. But that led to good things, right? Because afterwards,
Oh yeah.
then you
The
started
silver
deciding
lining
that.
in that.
Go ahead. What is the
Yeah.
silver lining? What did you start
Well,
getting?
I got a shop.
got a shop,
You know,
man.
I chilled for about a year, and yeah, made the dream come true. Just got the shop where I'm at, and
Did you go back to the job?
no, they
Well,
laid me
they
off.
let you go,
Yeah,
but
they
I
laid
didn't know
me
if they
off.
were, bringing people back or anything.
No, they moved to Pennsylvania, so
Yeah.
it wasn't a thing where I can come back.
What were
at
you
all.
doing at that time? If you don't mind me asking. What
I was a
kind of
machinist.
company? Machinist.
Yeah, we made
Yeah.
mining tools.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about the logo, and the name and the logo. Good Pain Artwork.
Okay, Good Pain Artworks. So, like I said, I'm from Grand Prairie. I was
Uh-huh.
born right there in Grand Prairie. So, you know, got GP everything. So when I tried to open my first shop in Grand Prairie, they didn't want that kind of business.
The name Grand Prairie or a tattoo?
Tattoo. Yeah,
Uh,
because back then it just became, it was dry for a long time. They didn't sell liquor or nothing.
So very conservative area.
Very,
Even
very.
Grand Prairie, even though we're like
Yeah.
really close to Dallas and Fort
Yeah.
Worth, all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for that being said, like, man, she's 22 now. So say about 23 years ago, tried to open a shop on Main Street. And they're like, no, we don't want that business. I don't want to go to Dallas. I don't want to go, you know, it's nothing against that. It's just I wanted to have first in Grand Prairie. And I was gonna name my shop Grand Prairie Inc. But after that, it's like, man, you know, it's like hurdles, you know. And
Did they tell? Can they tell you just that once you submit your permits or whatever that you cannot have a tattoo shop? They can tell you.
yeah, they just said, well, they were real conservative back then. And they're like, we don't want that business here. And I was like, why? I was trying to argue with them, or not argue with them, but, going
Kinda
back
plead
and
your
forth.
case,
Yeah,
the
plead his
why.
case.
And they just had it. They said, I don't know. It's just the way they had it. They didn't want strip clubs. They didn't want bars. They didn't want tattoo shops.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's the criminal element, I guess, back in the day, how it was. So at that point, I was like, man, I got my logo. I designed GP. And I was just like, man, I don't want to say I'm Grand Prairie Inc. if they're not helping me,
Yeah.
So I came up with Good Pain. I was like, well, shit,
Where did the name come to be? What does it mean to you? What is the? Because people find therapeutic to get tattoos. They
Yeah.
find it to be, just they find therapy getting some ink.
Oh,
The pain is
definitely.
not. I heard when I got my tattoo. It hurt. I ain't gonna lie. I had a shot too, but I didn't think it was good pain. I just want to
Yeah.
get it done. But some people do.
Oh yeah, and there's stories to tell, and like the way you have a podcast. I'm always thinking. So the next thing is I want to set something like this up while I'm tattooing, because people's got stories to tell,
Oh yeah.
and the hard ones are doing memorial tattoos,
Yeah.
but like you said, it's therapy, and a lot of people they take the pain to get them away from whatever it is, whether it's a breakup or losing somebody.
Yeah.
So, and man, I've heard a lot of stories, and
So you have a vision to maybe one of these in near future have like a podcast setting top as you're sitting down and tattooing and have the person tell
Yeah.
their story. That would be all be an amazing idea.
Yeah.
To get it done. It's not.
yeah,
I mean, you got our support to be able to see what can we do to help you out. At least Carlos can guide you through the equipment, and then of course, this is like easy to do for me now.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. That's a
Yeah.
great concept too.
Yeah.
Don't take it. You said it here first. Let me try to steal. We got the video.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go through hurdles, discouraged now. It's not gonna be Grand Prairie Inc. Good pain, artwork. Why artwork instead of tattoo shop?
Because like I said, with art, I love art, anything. So, and like I tell a lot of people, if tattoos ain't for everybody,
Yeah.
but art can be. So, like, let's just say somebody had a father and they were a construction worker or a handyman, and he passed away, and they bring me the hammer. I can wood burn something in the handle, their name, the
Yeah.
dates or something. I want to offer that, I don't want to just say we do tattoos and piercings, they paint shoes, stuff like that,
That's
airbrushing.
Okay. Do you already do some of the services? Or
I do
just-
the airbrushing. I haven't done it in a while, but I'm getting back into it, like
Yeah.
T-shirts and stuff like that. Wood burning, I've done a few of those, and
Engraving.
engraving.
That's
Yeah.
some great idea. That's a great
Oh, yeah.
idea. It's neither, I can stay busy, by the way.
Yeah.
I've gone viral a couple of times. But it's a great thing, especially knowing that maybe sometimes somebody doesn't want to get a tattoo, but they want to, like the hammer part,
Yeah.
to be able to write down
Yeah.
for their father or whoever it might be.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Mhm.
When did you start thinking about doing those things?
Oh, like I said, my mind's always running. So anytime I see something, I'll see somebody painting shoes. I'm like, oh, people want that.
Oh, yeah.
I got time on my hands because I'll be up till 2, 3 in the morning, just constantly thinking and designing shirts or something.
Yeah.
So I like doing that. I've done a few logos for people, for friends of mine that open up restaurants and stuff, and
Yeah.
I like seeing my logo up on the thing. They make a neon sign out of it.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah. So.
When did you see that? Because tattoos are now like regular, right? They don't think you're too much of a criminal anymore, like they used to do back in the days, like motorcycle clubs or
Oh yeah.
gang members or whatever the case might be. When did you see the transition of people like were you not seeing tattoos
When
that
it came
way?
on TV,
Some of those shows,
Miami Ink
Yeah.
and Ink Masters.
all that,
I think that's what changed it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I changed the
'Cause-
culture. Then now it's not about.
Oh
just
yeah. Now you
criminals.
got doctors and lawyers getting tattoos, and now I think the society sees it, and it's not cheap to get a tattoo.
It's
So
not.
yeah.
Even the equipment though,
Oh yeah.
because y'all came a long way. Even the guns themselves are here. They're really good. The
Mhm.
size and even the numbing creams and stuff that y'all use too.
Mhm,
They're
that
like
helps.
top notch compared to the other things that they're out there compared to what it used to be back in
Yeah,
the days.
yeah.
Some of the stuff that are you constantly investing on the merchandise? I'm sorry, not the merchandise, the equipment.
Oh yeah. It's
The-
just like cars, man. You see
Yeah.
new cars coming out. I was like, oh, I want that, but the one I got now, I like it because Bluetooth. It's no wires.
What is it?
It's a machine that I use.
What's the name of
A
what's the brand?
Bishop.
Bishop.
Bishop wand.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got a battery on it, and it's got a thing you can push and it'll turn on, and
Yeah.
cordless.
Easy.
Oh,
Easy
yeah.
to handle.
It's like I'm driving on you with the Sharpie or something.
All right. What is the craziest customer that you run into trying to just even get them to sign up and get a tattoo? You remember 'em?
Um, I really don't. I don't know. Can you think of?
Crazy cut? No, everybody's cool. Everybody
Okay.
comes in, they know what they
Like,
want.
I want to say it's not like crazy, but what I dread. Well, not really dread, but it's a lot of paperwork. Like whenever people bring in minors to get pierced, it's just like that. It's like an extra layer of paperwork that they need. They need their birth certificate, a school ID. The parent needs to be there. Sometimes they don't have all that, so I feel like that's like they'll say, "Oh, my daughter's 14. She wants a nose piercing." I'm like, okay, I kind
So
of
you
have
have
to.
to have all the
Hmm.
documentation in order for you to do that. I didn't know. I just
Yeah.
thought you could just
Yeah,
get a
that's the
piercing.
thing. That's why I got in trouble before doing it from home because I didn't do all that.
Yeah.
But when I got the shop, I started learning little by little, and they'd come and you got this and that, and I'm like, and then she's smart,
Yeah.
and I said, man, Kat, I need your help.
Mm.
So you started figuring out how to do everything, how to submit
Yeah.
all the paperwork and everything.
Yeah, I even did like all the city permits cause he bought the building,
Yeah.
and he it used to be a law office, so he basically did all the renovations and everything, and then it was just sitting there. I mean, we couldn't really tattoo out of it. We had no license. I did all the licensing, the permits with the city,
Right.
because you need a special use permit. You need to like submit documentation for all that.
Mm-hmm.
I did all of that. Our consent forms, I made them by hand. I put like,
Wow.
I mean, they're really long, but it's to cover us. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's a liability.
So Grand Prairie finally eased up. They were able to let you open up finally.
Mhm.
How
Yeah.
long did you have the building before they were actually able to let you? Which is still off of Main Street, close by Main Street in Grand Prairie,
Mhm.
not off,
Mhm.
far off.
Yeah.
How long was it before they kind of let you in there?
Well, here's the thing with that is there's 2 other shops there already, and they just opened up. So, like I said, those are. I didn't know that you can have shops, and then when I got caught, then I found out they got shops, and I'm like, wait a minute,
Mhm.
you can put 2 and 2 together. You can think, maybe, because I'm from Grand Prairie, and I know a lot of people. So, if they open a shop and they're not getting clients, then maybe that's why I got caught. I don't know, but
Mhm.
the thing is,
In theory.
the thing is when after I got caught and paid my fines and stuff, the city told us that. Well, when I found out the shops are there, I'm like, hey, what's this? And they're like, well, we're only allowing 2 shops. So I'm like, what
Only
I got to
allowing 2 shops. What the
Yeah.
heck?
Mhm.
So I'm like, what I got to do to get on the thing, So
Wait list or something.
now the councilman, I went to school with him, and he helped me out a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's how I got my foot in the door, and then once I obtained the building and got the permit to do it, that's when I started learning. Hey, it's not just that. You gotta, get a what was it? Occupancy.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
certificate of occupancy.
Yeah, I
Yes,
gotta get that, and then
all
man, it's
that.
just money. It's like,
Mhm.
so now I see why they be charging a lot more at the shop than they do at home. Because at
Yeah.
home I didn't have no overhead.
Not at all, right?
Yeah,
Just the rent, maybe if you
well,
pay rent.
yeah, my house bills, but
That's it.
yeah,
There's
so,
no overhead. That's
yeah,
crazy. So what's the official date that you open up doors?
it's
A good
October,
thing.
wasn't it?
October 8th
October
of
8th,
2022.
2022
Mm-hmm.
officially. Everything said good go.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And how'd it go? How does it feel whenever you open up the shop?
Oh man, it's like a relief and legit, and now the dreams come true.
Yeah.
It's just a proud moment for me.
Awesome. Yeah, I can imagine. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Is I've been to the place. Very neat, very clean, nice. Artwork all over the place. It's nice.
Thank you.
Welcoming too. Sometimes those places feel a little strange, but it feels cool.
Yeah.
The whole staff is friendly, willing to help you out.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't getting no tattoo, but I seen her. I seen her work, so that's pretty cool.
Cool.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
who's your first client?
Who was our first client?
I don't know. I mean, we had like our official opening date on
Yeah.
October, but we started like everything was set in stone like August, maybe September. But it was kind of just like a pre-opening from the grand opening
Yeah.
because
Kinda like a
that's our
soft
grand
opening?
opening date. Yeah,
Yeah.
like a soft
Did
opening.
you have a ribbon cutting?
No,
No.
we didn't do that. No,
Yeah.
but I was still. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I got the building. It took me like 2-3 years
Mm.
before we had the actual opening. But even after I got the building, I was still tattooing at it like I was at home. But I just couldn't put an open sign because of the certificate of occupancy I needed, and then some more permits with the state.
Were you allowed to do that? I mean, he did everything the right way, the way it's supposed to be, so that
exactly.
Yeah.
we don't want no trouble around here.
Yeah.
Doing everything legitimate now. That's pretty cool. So, and then, did you start with tattoo and piercings, or did that one come later?
Yeah, just tattooing and piercings, right?
So off the bat, you started running with already doing both.
Yeah, and then the artworks part, like I said, I knew I was I'm gonna have the other services, but same thing, you know, like my mind's always thinking. Once we're a little more established, I want to go to the high schools here in Grand Prairie and talk to the art department, because I know if when I was in school and I was always in art classes, if we would have had somebody come in our class and tell us, you know, hey, we're looking for a couple artists, you know, to mentor and have at the shop, you know, I would have jumped on that. So that's why I want to pay back to the community and offer 2 apprenticeships, you know, from the school if anybody's interested in it. I mean,
Yeah, well, let them know. Talk to Grand Prairie.
yeah,
Tell them
for
know
sure.
you are interested in going to the schools and talking to them. Just offer 2 apprenticeships for people kids that want to learn,
Yeah,
or young adults who want to learn how to do some art.
yeah,
Awesome. The that's one thing I noticed about you. It sucks that you had nothing against Grand Prairie. I might stay around that area, so I don't want no trouble either. You know what I mean? But it's crazy because you really be helping out the community, right? You
yeah,
have pop-ups that do toy drives that close. I think it was like a clothes. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, we're collecting clothes also not that long ago.
yeah,
Also with Chingonas only. So that's pretty cool. It sucks that they give you a little bit of a hard time,
yeah.
but you've been out in the community. You've been helping. You're always out and about trying to within the shop help out people and lend a hand. Yeah,
Yeah.
where does that come from?
Just that's the way we've grown up, man. Just it's nice to have somebody help you.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, when I tried to get in the shops, and I remember how when nobody's out there to help you, and now that I'm in a position to help somebody, I like to do that, give somebody the opportunity.
Okay. Now, Kat, for people that are trying to bring their kids, what are the ages they are allowed to get a tattoo? What do they need to bring to be able to get a piercing? Not tattoo yet. You can get a tattoo until you're 18, right?
18, yeah.
Yeah.
But what is it that they need to bring?
Um,
What are the ages, first of all, and what documentation do they need?
So, at our shop,
Yeah.
we pierce minors ages from 13 to 17.
Uh-huh.
All they really need is their original birth certificate, the school ID, and then the parent's ID has to match the birth certificate. The only reason why we really need the birth certificate is just to prove that they're actually the parent. I
Mm.
mean, I believe them. I believe that's mom, that's dad, you know, but it's just like for our record keeping. And then that's pretty much it. And then they just fill out a consent form and they're good to go.
And then
Like-
for tattoos, ID, what else? Is there any other thing that they need to disclose? I don't know if they have an illness or anything like that.
Yeah, that's all in the consent
Or the
forms.
consent
Mhm.
form?
Yeah,
They
they
have to
gotta let
release-
us know. You know, we don't tattoo people as under the influence of anything, just
Yeah.
because we don't want them to regret. And I'm the type where if somebody comes in and they're wanting tattoos on the face, I won't tattoo, even if they're 18, 19, 20, because, you know, I'd want a shop to not tattoo my kids if they were trying to do something stupid like
in their face.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, that's something personal for you, right?
Oh yeah, that's my theory too. You see
Yeah.
a lot of these rappers and they have ugly tattoos on their face. I think it's because no shop would do it, so they go to another friend that'll tattoo their face. You know, because
So it's like a common thing for shops not to want to tattoo your face.
I'm not sure if it's a common thing for us. It's just our shop. I won't do it.
Okay, so it based person to person if they want to do it or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's funny though. That you're right. You just said it and it dawned on me. Like, yeah, their tattoos are jacked up.
yeah. Because I don't think
Most of the
no good.
rappers-
Yeah, unless they're already established, like Post Malone. You know, he's gone to. But you know, that's a celebrity right there.
That don't need to work. You don't need to
Yeah,
go to Home
exactly.
Depot. You don't need to go to McDonald's to get a job.
Exactly.
You're barely trying to do whatever it is that you're doing, and it's
Yeah,
kind of
but
hard.
I've had like 18-year-olds. Hey man, can you tell? I was like, nah, I'm not doing that because
How do they take in that you tell them no?
they take it hard. They probably think that I'm weak or something. That this shop sucks. They don't do. Say, hey, I'm just helping you out. I don't want you to regret making a decision like that. I own a shop and you don't see tattoos on my face.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
But
fine. How many tattoos do you have?
Oh, I don't know. Got the arm almost done. Got some on my chest, stomach, leg.
Lost count? When did
Mhm.
you lose count on the what number?
After getting this done here.
Yeah. That's crazy to me though that you were taking notes, going in there and asking questions, and the people were just willing to tell you. So we're
Uh,
kind of like an apprentice without being an apprentice and
uh,
getting that knowledge
oh
and
yeah,
writing it down. That's crazy.
yeah,
That's crazy. And then again, it's self taught, right? Because
yeah.
you had nobody else. Any YouTube videos that you were looking into to see the techniques or anything like that?
When YouTube came out, I started watching it just to help out.
Yeah.
But yeah, before when I started, there was no YouTube, no Google.
YouTube. Is there a particular style that you would say is yours as far as people will recognize and see? Oh,
Mm,
that's
Black
your
and
work.
gray Chicano style.
Yeah.
Just growing up drawing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like calligraphy and cursive,
That old English.
old English. Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
All right. There has to be a customer that you see horror videos all the times, right? Where there's a customer that goes in there and they really don't tolerate pain
Oh,
and they start
yeah.
yelling and screaming and losing their mind. Has that happened to y'all? And does the numbing cream don't help?
Thank you so much for being here and being part of the Global Latin Factor community. Make sure you go and subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and leave us a comment. And now, back to the episode.
Has that happened to y'all? And does the numbing cream don't help?
Well, here's the thing with numbing cream. It's something new, and people come in, "How you got numbing cream?" It's like it doesn't work like that because when it first came out, I didn't know anything, and I don't like to read. That's why I got my daughter. I get instructions. If it's got pictures, I'm looking at the pictures. But the numbing cream, you got to read the directions on. You got to put it on an hour and a half prior to your appointment.
Oh wow.
So yeah, people, and when it first came out, people were bringing it. I was like, okay, so I put it there on the side, and I put it on. They're like, this shit don't work. That don't work.
Ow! No, that freaking hurts!
And I'm like, well, I don't know. You brought it, it's your stuff. But
Yeah.
this dude came in one day and he wanted, back piece done. And he came in, he had plastic all around him. And I don't know who it was. Somebody said, is he a boxer? I was like,
I
no.
think that was me.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I was like, what?
he's like, oh, yeah, I got the numbing cream on. I was like, and after I looked into it, it made sense. When you put plastic on, like for people that are losing weight, it opens your pores and you sweat. Well, when you put the cream on and you wrap that stuff on, your pores open and that's where it seeps in. And it lasts a couple hours, an hour and a half.
Mm.
Well, he took it off and I wiped him down, put the stencils on. We started tattooing. He looked at me. He said, you started? And I was like, yeah. He said, man, it feels like you're writing on with a pen. I was like, oh. And then he's like, yeah. And he was telling me that he read the directions. And I was like, oh, so now we tell everybody to read the directions.
So y'all don't do that. Y'all let them do it, or y'all can do it, but you just have to sit and wait for some time.
Yeah, we were going to start trying to offer it, but it's hard to get people to come in an hour and a half to come in and then leave and then come back.
So whenever y'all set up the appointment, like, hey, we're gonna use numbing cream. Make sure you did the instructions.
Yeah.
Do it right before you come in.
We let them know.
Recommend it within 30 minutes before you even get here.
Yeah.
If you want it right, otherwise you'd be like squirming like a damn worm.
Yeah.
Most of the time, the clients that want to use numbing cream, they'll ask us beforehand because they're real, like, they don't tolerate pain. Like, they know who they are. You know what I mean?
So
and
he
they'll
had a
let us
screamer?
know.
Yeah, and answer my
Oh,
question. Yeah?
Yeah.
What was the worst one? No names. You're just saying what happened.
So I was tattooing this girl's back. She wanted wings, the whole length of her back.
Jesus.
And I'm like, yeah.
That's a lot.
So, and I got almost done with outlining the first wing, and she's crying, looking at me, making faces. And this is when I was still at home. And she'd go in the house, and she'd be in there crying, and she'd come back, and screaming. And I'm like,
Jesus.
I was like, you're going to just do one wing today or what? No, we're going to finish it. And I'm just like, Jerica, she just had to have it done. So the whole time she's screaming, looking at me like I'm doing this to her. But she asked for it,
So she give you the damn look like, what the hell
Yeah,
are
she's
you
just
doing?
like, are you going? I'm like, dude, this is a tattoo. That's how it feels,
Just stay still and shut up.
And I finished it, but jeez.
How long did it take?
That one, I think it's going to be like 8 hours the whole day. Because I
She
did.
was there the whole day?
Yeah.
One session?
Oh, yeah.
And one time?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Did it come, even though she wasn't comfortable, I guess you could say, was she satisfied with what she had? Like, was she good? Did
She's
it come out
asked for
great?
more.
Because there was
but-
a lot of moving in.
Yeah, and that was the one where I cut her off because she would ask for more. Oh, I want more. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of busy right now,
Why does she want to get
Exactly.
handsome?
And you get that a lot. You get that a lot. A lot of people come in, they want their first tattoo, and they want it big, and they want it like on the ribs. I'm like,
Mhm.
you kind of want it. They're like, no, I want it. And as soon as we start, when I'm tattooing, I'm trying to do straight lines, and they're all, ow, ow. Oh, I dread that.
Have you seen tears often?
Oh yeah,
You see the tears coming out. Does it
Yeah.
hurt? No.
yeah. And like I said too, you see a lot of tears, and it's not because it's hurting. It's because somebody just passed away, and they're getting a memorial
Tell me
tattoo.
one of the most heartfelt stories that you heard. If you don't mind sharing, what did you heard whenever they were doing a piece?
I think it was a stitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little stitch, and came out real nice. And the girl was telling me, and it's for her son, and what do you call it? I was finished. I wiped it down. I said, "Well, let me know how your son likes it." And she told me he just passed away, and I was like, "Oh man," it got me teary eyed because I was just like, I gotta start asking questions and talking to the clients because here I am thinking, oh yeah, she's gonna go show her.
He's gonna love it, and he's no longer here.
And
But you didn't know any better.
No.
How did she take it?
Oh, she was taking it good.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's told me that was his favorite character, and I was just like, that's where I think when I started thinking about letting people tell their stories, because I hear a lot of.
Yeah. What about you, Kathy? Which was a story that you felt more?
Um,
I'm
it
pretty sure you
wasn't
heard
one
the
of
stories, right?
yeah, it wasn't one of like my stories because I don't tattoo.
Yeah.
But
When are you gonna start? Nah, I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
right.
I tried to
You got
That's
way
what
too much
he
thing
says
going
all the
I
on.
told her, I
time.
said, man, you need to learn how to pierce at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got way
But-
too many paperwork.
Right.
After her
Right.
head with paperwork. You don't know how many forms that
I know.
I have to take copies and
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
You were saying?
I think it was one of Amanda's clients that came in, and she got it was like a heart right here, and then I think she started crying like after she put on the stencil,
Yeah.
but she had basically said that her husband had passed away, and that she put, I think it was a broken heart, right? Yeah, and it was really I feel like because that was at the shop,
Yeah.
but she came back because our artists, they build relationships with people, and so I guess she really liked Amanda, and she came back and got more tattoos. But
Yeah.
yeah, her story was really heartfelt because her husband had passed away, and that was her way of remembering him.
That's cool. Amanda is the apprentice over 10, 15 years also at the shop. Shout out to her. She's here checking the interview. And yeah, it's crazy. So 25 years you have of experience,
Yeah.
and then a year with the shop. And what else besides the podcast idea that you have, stenciling and offering different service? What else is in your gears that keeps turning?
Ooh. So many things. I don't know if I can make it happen, but you know how they got that painting with the twist where people go and they go in the room and they paint and they drink and stuff.
Oh yeah,
I thought about doing something like tattoos with the twist, where let's say you're married and you come and you tattoo your spouse or your spouse tattoos you, and I'm under my supervision, like I'll put the
Yeah.
stencil on and I'll show you how to hold the machine, put the proper PPE, and you do the tattoo. It might come out shitty, but that's your spouse, and it's something that you can look at and say, my wife, my husband did
Yeah,
that.
until they break up, and then it's
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But that's a great idea too. We're
Yeah.
full of great ideas.
Oh yeah.
That'd be
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
cool. I like the way that your shop set up. I like it again. As I mentioned, even the outdoor. So you start opening up pop ups. How did that relationship come to be with Chingonas Only and Bree?
This is my cousin and Bree are good friends, and I don't know what we had going on. I
It
think
was the
our-
grand opening.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had so my I guess it's my dad's cousin. I just call her Tia.
Yeah,
She's real good friends with Bree, and Bree had came, I guess, to the grand opening.
Yeah.
And then Bree just came approached us and said, I have a business proposition for you. She basically said, I own this brand, Chingonas Only, and I really love your space outside, and I feel like we could make something happen. And that's how the pop ups came to be.
yeah. I've been doing it a year also,
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And they do well. They do well. It took it a minute to build it, but yeah, I had a very special moment not that long ago. Doing the toy drive, I
Mhm.
guess. It was a toy drive. What was it that happened to you? Yeah, you were not aware of what happened, but you knew what happened. So
Mhm.
what happened?
So I made like a cheesy video on TikTok, and it basically was just a video that I had in my gallery because I'm on Instagram a lot. I
Yeah.
take notes on how to market better. So I always get these influencers on my feed talking about how to grow your account. All you need to do is this, and then I kept seeing this one that was from different creators, but they basically just kept saying like, your next post is already in your gallery, you know? So what I did was I found a video of, I had recorded downtown Dallas.
Yeah.
So like, I'm going to use this. I just put on there, you know, we're having a pop-up on this date. This is what's going to be there. And I was going to add more to it. You know, what I normally do is like, if we have vendors and I know that like Agua Fresca is coming, I'll take videos from their account. And then I was going to add more to it. But then I was like, you know what? Let me just post this real simple thing. And it went viral on TikTok. A lot of people saw it. And they came for the toy drive. Like
Yeah.
they came, dropped off gifts, and they really came for the tattoos. And then I had also put in there about the vendors and stuff. But we had a really good turnout.
So when you walk outside and see a line, what is going through your mind? Like, what the heck's going on?
Oh, I almost called in that day. Because you know, sometimes when they do the pop-ups, it's not a lot of people coming in.
Yeah.
Unless they're coming in, they're asking for price quotes and stuff. But that day, I don't know, it was empty. And then I was getting ready to do my first one. I look at the cameras and I'm like, oh, they're here for the toys and stuff. She's like, no, that's for you. I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, the thing went viral. I'm like, I don't know what that means, you know?
Right.
And she's like, no, they're here for the tattoo specials. I was like, oh, it's going to be busy then, you know? And it was busy from open to close.
Yeah, I did it. What time did it start, the line forming, and when did it stop?
It was supposed to start at 3, but the
Yeah.
line started forming like at 2:30.
2:30.
2:30?
Yeah, 2,
Yeah.
2:30.
And what's the special y'all ran at that time?
It was $30 tiny tattoos.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, each client had to get 2, but we had a lot of options. I
Yeah.
feel like that's what brought in a lot of people.
That's all your work too?
Yeah,
All
just
yours?
little designs we find, you know.
Yeah.
Try to make them our own or just popular things, you know.
Yeah.
And it's the littlest things, little stars.
Yeah. The angel
$30.
numbers
I
are
tried to
real.
tell them, I said, those are almost sold out. You pick something else.
Yeah.
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 And they still want that.
Yeah.
Freaking stars, man. What's up with the stars? Why do people like
I
the
don't
stars?
know.
Nothing against them, but I'm just saying people like the stars.
The stars, little
Yes.
twinkles.
Oh, the moon. Actually, Brianna, the associate here, she wanted a galaxy or something like that.
Constellation.
Constellation.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Cool.
So she wants stars too.
Yeah.
Might as well get a star too. Okay. We're running short on time. Thank you so much. So the shop is located Good Paint Artwork Tattoo and Piercing, downtown Grand Prairie, Texas. And it's 112 Northeast 4th Street in Grand Prairie, Texas. Correct?
Yes.
All right. And we'll put the contact number, telephone number, social media on the description because people be funny sometimes. And I don't want them to call you just because. But yeah, I appreciate the time very much. Again, I just know because I've been there personally. I haven't gotten any work. I think I need a touch up on mine.
There you go.
And I need you to. It's not messed up, but I just need you to make it look like
Tweak it.
tweak it a little bit too.
I got
And
you.
then, okay, do you do glow in the dark ink?
You know, when it first came out, I did my own hand. And back then, I don't know if they changed the ink, but you can't see it no more.
No,
Mm-mm.
it's not worth it.
I don't know. I don't know if they changed it up or anything, but this is like 15 years ago when that ink came out.
Okay,
So
well, I'm not excited anymore about it, but I need a retouch. It still looks good.
Okay.
Even when I got it, it's like a Huitzilopochtli, the Aztec
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got the whole shebang here.
Nice.
It needs a little touchy. Don't come see, but I won't need that numbing cream. I
Yeah.
need to let me know where I could get because when I first got mine, I didn't get drunk, but I took a couple shots because it was gonna be my first one.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's true. You want to go big on your first one,
Yeah.
and then I did. So like 2.5 hours later,
Yeah.
I was like, I just remember there's a lot of shading. I just remember being annoyed.
Yeah.
It's just like this all the time. Yeah. Have you decided on your tattoo? Will you ever get a tattoo for you?
I don't know. Honestly, yeah, I don't have any tattoos right now. I feel like the first tattoo I'd get is if like I had kids. And maybe
Am I
their names.
instigating anything? Am I like, do you care if she gets a tattoo? Did you get your permission, your blessing
Oh,
to get
yeah,
one if she wanted to?
Yeah. And I'm surprised, and I tell everybody too, if I would have been a doctor, lawyer, or any kind of other profession other than tattoos, they would be covered them. But since they grew up all their life seeing me tattoo, it's not cool to them. And I think when their friends, your dad's a tattoo artist, are like,
Oh my god.
Really?
yeah.
Is it, they have to ask you often?
No, I mean when I was in school,
Yeah.
yeah, like people would be like, "Oh, your dad's a tattoo artist." I'd be like, "Yeah," like I don't know. I guess I thought it was a normal thing, or You know, like they would say, "Oh, that's so cool." I'm like, "It's just my dad." You
What is
know,
your
like.
feelings about tattoos for you? I mean, of course you do the work. You're not an artist, but
Mhm.
you support your dad. He's been there. You've seen it since the beginning. It's a family business. Pretty dope. But overall, in general, how do you feel about tattoos?
I feel like tattoos are a good way to express yourself.
Right?
You know, like people have like fashion or something like that, but tattoos are permanent. I mean, a lot of people like to ink their own stories. You know what I mean? It's a big conversation starter, but I feel like yeah, it's like a form of expression for
Yeah.
people.
I like that. I like that. And the fact that it's not too far and against now that you
Mhm.
might be some kind of criminal
Oh
or
yeah,
something
for
that you
sure.
have so much ink. Sometimes the TV does the good things. The good things. Sometimes they
Hmm.
don't just mess up everything. All right. Before I let y'all go, real quickly, once again, all your social medias, where can they reach you at? Oh, the
It's
shop, the shop.
it's just good paint artworks.
Good paint artwork, and
Mhm.
it's on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram
Instagram.
Mhm.
and
Instagram.
YouTube. Do you have any videos?
YouTube, we have a channel, but yeah, we don't have any videos. Like you said, we're gonna start doing the podcast. Like,
I like that idea.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind
It's
of.
super dope. Yeah, it'll be clean. Yeah, that'll be. Yeah, like I can't tell you how good of an idea it is because I
Mhm.
think it's pretty dope. It'll be awesome that they can like so many people will be able to relate. Plus the therapy, plus just be able to. Sometimes I feel like without being one, you're kind of like a therapist for them because
Yeah.
they can
Mhm.
have a ear to tell things that they're having through, and
Yeah.
that's pretty crazy. How do you feel to get taking all the stories sometimes? Does you make you feel any type of way, anything? How do you block off something crazy that you hear that was like, oh, or something too traumatic? Nothing like that affects
No,
you?
nothing like that affects me. I just sometimes I try to offer advice and tell them it's gonna get better.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Yeah, it eventually does. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Nothing lasts forever, except for tattoos.
Exactly.
Except for tattoos. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, what is an important lesson that you learn doing tattooing that you will tell your younger self that will help somebody else out? What would that be?
Man, just stick with it. If you got a passion for it, just stick with it because you're gonna go through that trying to find somebody that's gonna teach you. And if you're self-taught, then you're gonna have to take the chance of doing it from home. But you know, doing it 25 years and me starting, I didn't think nothing of it, but it was a passion to want to learn more and stay in the industry. But you know, don't give up.
When did you realize that it was something that you had passion for, maybe even love for? Is there a particular time that you remember?
Mm, I think once I got the professional machinery and I started learning it, and it was just something I'd get off of work and come, and even if I wasn't tattooing someone, I'd tattoo on a banana or something, and because I didn't want to mess somebody up, scar them.
Mm,
So
yeah.
I'd always tell myself, control the tip, don't let it go in too deep, things like that. So, but having a passion for it helps.
Oh, absolutely. Because
Yeah.
during the hard times, whenever Grand Prairie told you couldn't, and
Hmm.
it could be discouraging.
Yeah.
You want to be there because it's a hometown, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't deter you. Didn't push you away to like not want to do it. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
again, now you have your own shop, so that's amazing.
Hmm. And that's
What?
the thing too is being that I had a passion for it. Like I said, I did tattoos for free back in the day,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
to see my work. And even when I do a tattoo on somebody, and 5 years later I see them, I'm like, I'm all right.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I think you're great. I think a lot of people would agree
Thanks.
that you were great. What about you doing the shop manager? What did you learn doing it that you would tell your younger self a year later that it will help somebody else out?
I would just say like consistency is key, you know? Sometimes I do slack off on the paperwork. Because what I do basically is they have inks that they use, and so I have to write down the catalog number on the consent form. Sometimes I slack off and I'll have like a week's worth of ink, and I'll have to go back and remember, like, oh, did that client have color? You know, did he have just black ink? And,
Does
I
Dad
have
know
to.
that? I think you just confused me. I think he didn't know that. Okay,
Uh,
so just make sure you stay on top of what you're
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
because it helps you
Yeah,
instead of
because you don't
having.
want to slack off and then have to go back and do that. But I'm real like if a client comes in, I call them by their first name. You know, I remember like, oh yeah, that's that person. They were with that. But I feel like in the beginning I was like that, but I'm not like that anymore.
Like with first
You
names,
can.
with customer service. No,
Oh yeah.
not so much. Why? Because they got rude or what? The customers.
Or what do you mean?
No, I'm saying like calling them by the first name. You don't do it anymore.
Oh no, I mean like the paperwork.
Okay.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
beginning, like I would like maybe not for a week. You know what I mean? But that's just because we had like multiple artists. It was hard to keep up with like a lot of their ink numbers because everything's different.
Yeah, it became a little bit overwhelming for you.
Yeah, a little bit. But now I've got it on lock.
And then the customer service that you provide, getting to know them by their first name. Why is it important for you to know that or to do that?
It's just like you know, like a lot of tattoo shops. Sometimes what we'll do is we'll call around tattoo shops to see you know, how they're doing things. So I'll call a tattoo shop and they just answer hello. And it's like I ask them what's their pricing for something.
Yeah.
They're like, well, you have to come in. Like they're real short. So I feel like building a relationship or, you know, saying, you know, oh, there's waters in the fridge. If y'all need any, just let us know if you need anything.
Yeah.
Asking them, you know, is this sizing good? Because whenever a client comes in, they're checking in with me. So I'm the first face that they see before the artist. So if I don't have a good impression with them, they're not going to want to stay for the tattoo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So-
So the industry like that, they're kind of like it's a secret just to drive the traffic to the store.
You know, doing it for a long time, you do get some kind of bitterness where you want to be like, you know, rude with people, but I don't know. She's really good with that.
Yeah.
You know, talking to customers and making them feel at home, and you know, same thing, like you were saying. For somebody starting out, don't do it for the money because I mean, it could be there, but if that's all you're doing it for, it's not. You know,
Gonna fall short. You're gonna fall short on your passion and
'cause
wanting to do it.
I'll turn people down when they come in and they're not sure what they want. They'll want a little tiny tattoo in the middle. I'm like, you gonna sleeve out later? And they're like, yeah, probably. I said, it's gonna be hard to work around that. You know, put that somewhere onto the side or something. You know, and some people after talking to us, all right, well, I'll think about it. You know, and I'll let them go home without getting a tattoo. I
So
don't.
for their benefit, even though you know you can do it and make the money, because you know maybe later on they're gonna maybe regret it.
Yeah.
Not regret the tattoo, but the placement maybe of
Exactly.
it. You
Yeah.
just rather not take the money.
Yeah. Just tell them, you know, hey, you know, think about it more because me being a tattoo artist and tattooing, you don't see me cover them because, you know, it's my life story on my arm. So,
That's
what do you
amazing.
call it?
All right, one other question. Usually when I wake up in the mornings, I say something along the lines. This is a deeper question. I'm not immortal. I am mortal, and I will die one day. So not to scare me or anything like that. It's just to make me realize that it's a fact of life, right? We're not here forever, and it makes me hurry up and do stuff because you know we're not here forever. With that, I wish both of y'all a long, prosperous life. However, when everything's said and done, what do you want people to think and feel about your life?
I don't know. Just I try to help as much people as I could. You know, because it's good when someone helps you out and you remember those people. So I want to be that person that somebody remembers in the future that, you know, I helped them out somehow.
Yeah.
Because it's a way better feeling than screwing somebody over.
Yeah, definitely. What about yourself?
Oh,
You're fairly young, but you know.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like I just want to be like the best reflection of my dad, you know, because my dad's my idol, and I feel like the better I do for myself is like I said, a reflection on him because of how he raised me and you know, our business that he basically started. I want to do the best that I can do for the business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't doubt it whatsoever. I've been to your shop a few times, as I mentioned already a few times, but it's dope. It's a dope environment. Papas are great. I know I will come see you in the near future to see something, but it's amazing to me that the persistence of you keep showing up, even though you just walk from the outside in the window looking in, and then from there you start growing and kind of sort of figure out how to even with a homemade tattoo shop or tattoo gun to where now you have your own place. Even though you went through some trials and tribulations and people were not really being fair, you still they didn't let it stop you. And
Mhm.
then you're always having your family around and always having them involved, making sure what is it that you're doing and making them part of the business. That's amazing to me. And I think it's a huge accomplishment. I don't doubt that people keep seeing you and keep going to see you for the same reason that you're great at what you do. And then the place itself with the customer service, with everything that you have. you got an amazing place. And without a doubt, going viral, being seen all over the place. You are definitely a global Latin factor. Ruben and Kat, yeah, are definitely a global Latin factor. Thank you very much
Thank
for being
you.
here. I appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
This was another episode of the Global Latin Factor podcast. Remember what? To subscribe right now. It's free. Remember, we are just like you. We are humans. We are the spice in this melting pot that it is the world. Till next time. Bye.
Thank you so much for being part of the community, checking out this amazing story and this amazing episode. Make sure you go and subscribe to the channel and check out the episodes that we already have prepared for you. Thank you very much. Until next time.
Walks like a pero but in fact is a flamingo. Coming to Havana and from Puerto Rico.